Welcome back to the River Plate Stadium. The teeming rains of Argentina coming down, but I hope not spoiling your enjoyment of this confrontation between two of the top sides here in Buenos Aires, River Plate and Boca Juniors, and it's River Plate who have the upper hand thanks to that very, very late first half goal from Zamora. We made it 45 minutes on our watches when his header flew into the Boca Juniors net. So that really has opened up the game in many ways, because the away side now attacking the goal to our left really do have to come out and attack the opposition, as they are doing straight away. And the man who got across there that time was Gordillo, the man who set up River Plate's goal. Headed on by Ponce this time, and a spirited reply straight away from Boca. The clearance going straight to Simon. Ball lifted back towards the River Plate goal, and they just can't get out of their own halves for the moment at the start of this second half. And that's a nice little ball through and touched on by Graziani, and here's a chance for an equaliser, and it's 1-1. What a start to the second half. La Torre is the scorer of the Boca Juniors equalising goal. La Torre is the name, and it's the name on the lips of all the fans here. A minute of the second half played, and it's the Boca fans who are celebrating. The ball laid forward, and it was taken on the knee almost by Graziani. He touched it through, and when it came back from that challenge there, La Torre was running in and gently slided it through. He really shredded the defence, and the ball nestles snugly in the River Plate net. So we've had 2 goals in 2 minutes of official time, but he really did manage to control it well, and it slithered through a body of a posse of defenders, went through all the bodies, and it's 1-1. La Torre the man. Well, we've got a cracker of a derby match now. And it's come at the perfect time as that goal for Boca Juniors. They really needed an early response, having gone a goal behind. It's a bad psychological time just before the break. They've come back at the perfect psychological time themselves. So the onus is very much back on the home side. That was a bit of a rash tackle from the goal scorer Zamora. And you saw Cachufo looking up rather quizzically at the referee. The ball is left by Marchesini, who had a very impressive first half for Boca. Cachufo none the worse for that Zamora challenge, taking the throw. Marchesini threading the ball through. The break again is on, but good intervention by Cachufo. Marangoni. I think these players have had a change of strip during the break, and who can blame them? Oh, that's a delightful pass through the middle there, but unfortunately for Boca, the linesman was alert. It was the right type of pass to be played in the circumstances, though. Did he go a touch too soon? Yes, he did. That angle showing you perfectly that the officials were right. It's a pretty good push in the back, but Borelli continues to River Plate. The whistle had sounded in any event. Generally picks out colleagues with great efficiency, did so again there, but he didn't get the right response. Here he is once more. An impressive game, the Boca captain. Indeed, he's had a very impressive season. he can hobble on. Graziani is more than just a good player, he's also a very good leader of this Boca Juniors side. He settles them down, keeps them going, and Ferro pushing the back there on Enrique by rival number 8 Giunta. Free kick taken, and Higuain. That's Batista's ball through, and a very good turn, and plays kept going forward by Da Silva, and useful cross as well. And the goalkeeper, well, was very, very calm. I think he was almost too calm. Everything seemed to stop then. Just joining us, the game here in the River Plate Stadium in Buenos Aires in Argentina. It's River Plate and Boca Juniors, and it's a goal apiece. River Plate going ahead on the stroke of half-time with a header from Zamora, and Boca coming back right on the restart. A goal in the first 60 seconds of the second half, driven in delightfully by La Torre. It really has set the match up nicely for us. It's perfectly poised. Vast crowd here. The rain, which has absolutely been pelting down in the first half, seems to have relented just a little in the second. The Blessed deserve a break. A generally well-controlled match. There was just one little flare-up, which was not as bad as it looked, I didn't feel, just before half-time, but a couple of players did get booked. Carlos Enrique of River Plate and Giunta of Boca Juniors. And he's a little too dilatory there. Well dealt with by Stafuzza. Now Pons. He's got all the South American skills. And really a 1-1 draw would be of little value to these two sides in their chase for the championship, with Independiente 2 points clear at the top. River Plate need a victory in their own stadium just to be snapping away at the heels of the league leaders. And Boca down in 7th place need rather more than a point if they're going to show in the championship race. For the moment, Boca Juniors seem to be winning more of the midfield tussles. But the break is on maybe now. Enrique to Zamora. Zamora, whose goal really opened up this game, but he won't be too happy about that little cross. But Boca have really worked hard to get back into this match. It must have been a crushing blow to them to go behind so close to the half-time whistle. They've shown their resilience in coming straight back. Simon, a very tall centre-back, strokes the ball forward. Batista it was in his advanced position who met it on the fall. But, again, Boca have shown their resilience again here in coming forward. They have to dart really at the River Plate defence and try and catch them out. Certainly Rodriguez did enough to win a corner there. I think he fancied a free kick. But a corner it will be, and Pons will wander over to that far side eventually to take it. But he's got a ball to take it with. Going on, perhaps on both sides. The danger is, of course, that they might both end up rather content with a 1-1 scoreline. There it is. And a very strange punch out by Comitzo. River Plate 1, Boca Juniors 1. Independiente, the league leaders, facing a game against the Estudiantes de La Plata, and told you in the first half. We will be bringing you all the results from the Argentine First Division at the end of the programme. Really, since La Torre's equaliser, neither side has had a shot on goal. Batista again stretches and does a good job in the heart of the defence for River Plate. Now they've got it away to Zamora. He always feels something might be on with this chap, but he notched it too far ahead of himself then. Two good pieces of defending. That was Stafuzza. Again, really bundled into the crowd as he laid the ball forward. Still no great animosity between the rivals. Still just the 2 goals to show for all the efforts. As Cachufo looks for someone. And that must be a free kick. Again, on Graziani. Ponce will take the ball on for Boca. Well controlled. Nice little knockback as well. A little touch inside was for La Torre. Ponce. It's Enrique it is who finally squeezes the ball away, but still not outside the River Plate half. And Marangoni decides to have a lie down. Stafuzza, hammer blow forward, and it really wanted a bit too much time. You can see that pass was going to be intercepted by Zamora, and didn't do enough about it. It's a big clearance from Camitzo. My word, it was all the way through to Navarro Montoya at the other end, so they're playing their own game, the 2 keepers. Well, they've certainly not had many saves to make in the match. So perhaps relishing a touch of the ball. It was a very unseasonal day. Nice flick forward from Marangoni and another one from Ponce. Now it's Camitzo's turn. He gets very good distance, but Simon was in the way for that one. Stafuzza. Now the break is on down that right touchline. It fell kindly, but that one looks a little bit too long. Although he's coming up now is Marchesini. And when it was laid back, it was not quite into the path of Giunta. But if anything, Boca have taken a little bit of a stranglehold in this half. They're trying to increase that hold now. That's a nice little touch, perhaps over elaborate. Ponce takes it on, and Boca, some good moments that they're savouring here, just outside the River Plate penalty area. And they needed all the calmness and experience of Serizuela to get that ball away. Here come Boca again. They're really raising the temperature of the game at the moment. And you can tell it's a derby match, the way that they are grasping the nettle here. Have obviously set their hearts on a victory in the old Foe Stadium. Whether they can achieve that remains to be seen. Certainly, having got back on level terms, they are a good deal happier. No free kick. Enrique gives some respite to his side and plays a great ball forward. What a chance there is here. He's still onside. Oh, and the chance is wasted. Borrelli gets the bird from the crowd, and I don't think even he could believe it, and he gets a consolation kiss from Navarro Montoya. Things happening out there at the moment, but when Enrique played the ball with the outside of the foot, he made the perfect break. The run on the blind side, behind the defence, he was onside. I don't think he could believe it. It took an eternity to strike the shot. The defender did well not to handle. Well, what a let-off tough that was. And yet Boca had enjoyed all the pressure in the previous 5 or even 10 minutes. Suddenly the break was on. He really snaked in there, did Borelli. And he's actually wasted the 2 best chances of the game. He had a very good one in the first half as well, which he didn't seem to believe in. Otherwise the game might have been won and lost already. Still, it might well have lifted River Plate a little bit, and they can find a way through. And here's Enrique, the man who did it. A shot on target for Navarro Montoya to handle. A rather hopeful effort from Corti, though. Enrique has had an increasing influence in this second half, certainly in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Nice little turn by Borelli. Can he yet get the cross in? Well, it's taking a long time, almost as long as he took to deliver that shot a few moments ago. And to no greater effect in the end. It's interesting that both coaches have decided to leave well alone for the moment. They haven't had the appearance of any substitutes, either on the field or even in warm-up situations. Now is Gordillo, and a throw. Progress continues to be rather slow down this touchline. So long as they're in the possession, they won't mind that, and this now looks as though it might well be a corner. Although Da Silva in the end did manage to get a shot in. The ball had surely gone behind. And in fact, 3 points for a goal kick. He was well positioned. Let's have a look at this one. It's interesting. I thought it might have been a corner, but no, that's where the ball came off. The throw was taken, nodded up in the air by the Boca Juniors player. Yes, I thought so. That to me should have been a corner kick. I can see the evening has fined it. The players will be thankful for that. Still a bit boggy in the middle. Still high commitment here from these 2 sides. Locked at 1-1. For any of you who've just joined us, River Plate took the lead in the last minute of the first half with a close-range header from Zamora after Gordillo would make a good break down the right. And Boca Juniors came straight back at them at the beginning of the second half. Within a minute of the restart, La Torre had driven an equaliser. So it remains at 1-1. We're midway through the second half. And they dallied a little, as a result of which Enrique almost worked that ball through. And well, Simon's run rudely interrupted from behind. And you can't do that without conceding free kicks. Tenacity on behalf of the players. Just the 2 goals to show, but it could have been, well, I suppose around about 3-3 if all the chances had been taken. That's a dangerous ploy. They managed to carry it off. It's been a strange half in many ways. Boca really came out determined. He got their goal, and for the next 10 minutes they pounded away at the River Plate goal. And then in the last 10 minutes it's been all River Plate. It's just going to swing the other way again now. Lays the ball down the line, but the defender who came across and spotted it was Gordillo. He's gone back immediately though, and certainly the game is having these little phases where one side gets on top. Oh, beautifully done. Not a moment that Batista will have enjoyed, but it won't have ruffled him. That ball looks too short for De Silva. Serizuela hooks it forward, straight into the chest of Simon. And in general, the Boca Juniors centre-backs, Simon and Stafuzza, have controlled things admirably. De Silva has just had one break in the first half, which he wasn't able to profit from. And in midfield too, they've done extremely well. The likes of Corti on the River Plate side have been hardly seen in this match. Ooh, weak header up in the air. But again, Enrique can do nothing about it to take advantage, and Marangoni now loses out. Well, he didn't actually, because he picked it up again once it came back to him from Batista. Serizuela. Enrique. Have to do better than that if that scoreline is to be changed at all. There is perhaps a feeling growing here that the two sides might well settle for a draw now. Barring, of course, some little slip which lets the other side in. They'll take advantage if they can, but the prime consideration now might not be to concede defeat. Both sides have tasted a little bit of joy in the match. Enrique is the one picked out for this little lecture from Senor Calabria. It always takes about 5 players to listen in. Still, Enrique has a lot to say for himself. The wording surely must be calmed down. And that yellow card is produced. So, Hector Enrique joins Carlos Enrique of River Plate to be booked, along with Junta from Boca Juniors. Still being administered. Difficult to see amongst that mass of bodies who is down there. Could even be Marangoni. But the message was clear. Any more indiscretions like that, and it could well be a red card. For now, the yellow one will do. And here's what happened. Dive in a little bit, didn't he? After all that, Marangoni can take the free kick for Boca Juniors, who've just shown signs of getting a little bit on top, perhaps in the last 5 or 6 minutes. But River Plate present very stern opposition in front of their own fans in their own intimidating stadium, but still here come Boca. Shots on target, whistle's gone. one mistake which could win and lose this match, nothing more than that. The preoccupation obviously is with not giving anything away, no stupidity out there. Don't be the one to make the mistake. Hold on to what you've got, in other words, is the message. Oh, and as I said that, Cerezuela did make a mistake, but the others cover up for him. And in any event, it wouldn't have counted. We seem to be drifting inexorably towards a draw. Unless somebody can unhinge the defence with just a touch of brilliance. Well, Zamora has the chance now. He's got into a good position. And the header was from Cachufo. It went to his own keeper. That was fortunate. Ponce rode that tackle well. And he's played a lovely ball forward too. It'll be just too long. Again gets it back. And the ball is returned to him. Now Batista. Cerezuela. Must be very difficult in the morass there in the centre circle. Borelli has taken a couple of tumbles. His reputation also took a couple of knocks when he spurned the two best chances of the game, one in each half. He seemed a certain scorer in the first half, and there was an empty net in front of him 5 yards out, and then miraculously Marchesini appeared from nowhere to take the ball off his toe end. Then in the second half he seemed to have oodles of time in which to drive the ball past Navarro Montoya, but when he did get the shot in, it flew wide. So it's not been Borelli's night. Free kick. Well, it was a nice little attempt to find somebody on the edge of that area, and he's offside now. So the set pieces are not working out for River Plate. And should this match be a draw, and should Independiente win their game, because the position at the top would go further in favour of Independiente. They extend their lead from 2 to 3 points. Let's not prejudge. Anything can still happen here. There's sufficient time for that. Oh, Cachufo, a lovely little touch. He's had a strong game. Oh dear, that wasn't a good touch from Miguel. Is complaining there that he tried to get on with things. It was his team's throw, and he was penalised, in fact, where he shouldn't have been. So I tend to agree with him. Now Borelli must be determined to erase the memory of those two misses of his, one way or another. Out on that far side is Graziani, who's not seen much of the ball in this second half. See it now, there he is. A bit overzealous perhaps, and Corti. Batista. Da Silva playing the ball straight back to Ponce. It's a better one from Batista. And Gordillo, who set up Zamora's goal, tries to set things up again now, and Da Silva has gone too far ahead of that back line. They really are being stifled up front. They can't just time the passes right, and he was a good 5 yards offside, Da Silva. One number two to the other. This is Simon. It's not often you see him this far upfield, but he's a chance to put the ball through now. Oh, and he tried to nick it off the leg of the defender. To Rodriguez. imagines in these very sapping conditions there should be a few tired players out there, which makes it all the more surprising that neither coach has yet chosen to push on one of his substitutes. A pair of fresh legs could just tip the scales at this stage. Ponce surrounded by River Plate shirts. Now's the time for a calmer nerve perhaps than that. Been better advised to have found a colleague. I suppose it's always worth a dart at this stage of the match with the scores tied at 1-1. Batista gets his head to it. Well, there are still chances here, he'll have to hustle. Well, Zamora barged off the ball by the strong Cachufo. He really is a sterling worker for them. Tipping it forward this time. So coming out with it once more was Stafuzza. Potts laying it back for Simon. Coming forward in numbers this time. Graziani leads the charge out. Can't time his pass. Now he's going to have to get back. Players slithering and sliding all over the place at the moment. A bit of ducking and diving going on there. Enrique, one of the three players to have been shown the yellow card in this game. Venezuela it will be to take the free kick eventually. So time ebbing away if there is to be a winner, but then don't forget we got a goal in the very last minute of the first half, so who's to say we won't get one in the closing stages of the second. Certainly both sides need one. Away from Cachufo. Carlos Enrique is hustled all the way by the limpet-like Rodriguez, who was fouling him. The long one headed out by Simon, but only as far as Junta. Not a good shot though. Difficult to get the strength in these conditions. It's a very, very heavy pitch. That incessant rain of the first half took its toll on the pitch as much as the players. That's a lovely little clip. And another one from Enrique out here to Zamora, but the flag is up once more. And the referee has said, no, he can't possibly have said play on. And Zamora suddenly carried on. The linesman carried on, dashing down the touchline, which gave the impression that the referee had said carry on going. That was not the case. It had to be well offside. I think he tried to old man everybody then. Looks good when it comes off. Have certainly not missed their star Uruguayan defender De Leon. solid in defence. Just been breached the once by Latorre. Now some purposeful running, and he fairly lifts it out of the mud into Zamora's path. Could there be a winner? Oh no! Really, Zamora, I think he was caught in two minds as to what to do there. He wasn't sure whether to have a crack himself or whether to just lift it over the top, and now it's Navarro Montoya who has to make a decision, and took it on the chest. Play continues with Graziani, and now with Latorre. Not much space out there, but they're trying to find some for Marangoni. He locates his man inside the penalty area, Graziani. Nice little back heel. He's not got the strength, though, to get as far as Pons. Well, some of the passes just aren't finding the mark now. It's hardly surprising in these conditions. It's much more difficult to weight the pass. The latter stages of the game now, with the teams drifting towards what looks like being a 1-1 draw, and a point apiece, which will not really improve the prospects of winning the championship and bringing it here to Buenos Aires. Independiente out in front at the moment by 2 points from River Plate, and the chasing pack including Boca Juniors, along with Deportivo Español, Rosario Central, who we saw last week, Gimnasia and Racing. They're all in with a shout. And there's the ball forward, which was well taken by Pons. A lovely back heel. Well, that would have been a delightful build-up. But unfortunately for Boca, there was a River Plate defender in the way. Sort of thing that comes off in training. Zamora, he's got to curl it in. No, he's got to lay it back. Enrique tries to go on the outside, and there's the cross. Useful one too. Difficult to keep one's footing in these conditions as Batista loses his. But only due to Graziani's challenge, and he's shown some gentlemanly conduct. And the first substitution is to be made, with Da Silva to come off for River Plate. Well, he's had a very tiring game, and Medina Bejo is the man to replace him. So I wonder, can Medina Bejo, in that glittering white shirt, amongst the dirty ones, transform the match River Plate's way? Player of great potential, Medina Bejo, strong and resourceful, and fancied by one or two European clubs last season. Zamora has gone too far again. They keep catching him in that trap of theirs. So little time left for Medina Bejo, or anyone really, to turn the course of the game now. 1-1 is the scoreline, and I would say that that is probably a fair reflection. Both sides have enjoyed the upper hand in certain phases of the game, but neither side has consistently put it together sufficiently to warrant the 2 points, the maximum points. So Cachufo. It indeed would be unfortunate perhaps for either side to lose it now. It's River Plate on the attack, and Medina Bejo just couldn't get there. And it looks to me as though Boca might well bring on a substitute of their own here. They also might have a free kick for that. Graziani really sent sprawling second number 9 to leave the fray is La Torre, and Itabel is the man on for him. So he's got even less time than Medina Bejo. Long enough to become a hero, maybe. Ponce's free kick. Oh, and a really awkward clearance. Ponce couldn't take it on a second time. Well played by Borrelli. And a good ball too. And here is Medina Bejo. He was stumbling all the way through that. At least it's giving him a chance to get his shirt dirty. Borrelli again. He looks different already, Medina Bejo. He looks as though he's been out there an hour now. Ponce, one of the most articulate players on the field. Good ball to Graziani. Oh, great effort! A lovely curling effort from Graziani, and that one could have won the day. Comizzo did really well. He could have been caught unawares. Graziani obviously spotted the opportunity. He thought there was enough to aim at, and there was, and that was going in. So Comizzo, if he does nothing else in this match, has certainly earned his money with that save. Graziani, number 7 in your picture there. So close, inches away from being the hero of the hour for Boca Juniors. That would have been a really stunning blow to River Plate's championship hopes. Where's this one going? Oof, well, there's a lot of scrambling and pushing and shoving, and the complaints are from Batista. He's leading the protest to the referee, saying that they were all impeded, I think. And I think the referee's suggesting there might have been a handball in there, and if there was, it must have been from one of the Boca hands. It is. That's what Batista was complaining about. But really, that was a marvellous try by Graziani. Just raised the temperature for a moment, but there is the scoreline again. So the draw has to be the favourite result now. But Boca are ending it in sprightly fashion, and here's a great chance, or maybe he took it too far. Before the pass was delivered to Itabel a second earlier, and I would have fancied his chances. When the pass did come, he hit it straight at Comizzo, who for the second time in a couple of minutes saves the day. They really have had two great opportunities in 2 minutes of Boca Juniors. They've not taken either of them, but they could have rued that moment, could River Plate. He was left unmarked, was the substitute. And he was really shooting for glory there. Out it comes again. Back in from Simon. Oh, and a dangerous header. And they really are under some pressure in these closing stages. And you'd have thought that River Plate were the away side rather than the home